There's no way to sugarcoat this, but we screwed up. We took the Ram 2500 Power Wagon up the Ike Gauntlet, and we got the MPG wrong, and we got the time wrong. And that means we also got the score wrong. Luckily, we saved the raw dash cam video, and that gives us both the correct MPG and the correct time up the hill. And for that reason, we're re-uploading this video to show you the right time, the right MPG, and the right score. I really apologize. It's something we try to avoid, but sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we make mistakes. So coming up right now is a re-edited and re-uploaded version of the Ram 2500 Power Wagon with the correct score.
Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with
Kent with MrTruck.com.
Guys, we are way in the Rockies and it is absolutely gorgeous today. This is a typical Colorado beautiful day and we have something very special. What do we have?
2016 Ram Power Wagon.
That's right, and we're going to take it up the Ike Gauntlet, but there's a catch and you're going to find out what that is coming next.
Another beautiful day in Colorado. And what are we doing, Kent?
We're heading up to the snow of the high country.
That's right, another Ike Gauntlet run, and this time we got this bad boy, the brand new Power Wagon. And before we weigh the truck, and before we do anything else, we gotta fill it up to get the exact weight of it completely full.
First weigh, free weigh.
First weigh, TFL.
I'm sorry, what was that?
First weigh, and it's for a TFL, please.
And the catch is, this is a heavy-duty truck, but we can only tow 9,000 pounds because of the payload issue. The off-road capability lowers the payload on this truck, but it is rated to tow 10,000 pounds. We just can't do it because of the payload issue. Because this is a great off-road truck, it's tall. It's actually 4 inches taller than a Raptor at the hitch, and so we've had to use our 8-inch drop hitch on our Anderson weight distributing hitch to get it to hook up to the trailer and be level. It's a tall truck.
Downhill, the conditions aren't the best. It's slushy, it's wet, there's a little bit of ice here and there, so there definitely was cause for alarm. We thought we'd be slamming on the brakes left and right. Since the tunnel, going downhill, we've hit the brakes once.
It's incredible.
Explain to them why, with the transmission and the wide tires and everything else.
Well, as far as I can tell, because it's holding right now 56 miles an hour. With 9,000 pounds of trailer, it's 10% tongue weight, 900 pounds of tongue weight. We got the right weight, help get us give traction to the truck. But this has these giant meats on it, the wide tires, and that's giving us some drag. And it's a 410 rear end. A lot of the trucks we take down this hill are for fuel mileage, it's 355 or
396.
Yeah, and all those. Well, because of that, we've got better engine braking, actually, from the gas engine, with the throttle holding us back. I think she got several things, but I think a lot of it has to do with that low axle ratio and these big tires. Because I've only had to brake it one time. I'm very impressed.
So right now, one thing you're not seeing is that our RPMs are, what, about 4,200 RPM?
Yeah, we're 41, right around there. Yeah, it's going down to 4. We're actually slowing down now. We're down to 50 miles an hour. I'm going to have to speed up to get off this road.
so at the end of the day, it looks like, and we're nearly done with this, that it's either 1 or 2. That's incredible. So far, our best has been around 6 or something like that, so that is really impressive.
Yeah.
And once again, this is on very icy, not very icy, very wet,
yes,
and slimy road.
Slushy, yeah.
Yeah, so well done, Ram. Wow. And by the way, we're in 2-wheel drive. There's nothing else that's activated except for the tow haul mode, which really, that's it, right?
Yeah, and this is a fairly heavy truck. It's over 7,000.
Yeah, it's a big truck.
It's almost 75, and this is, that weight helps its control, and it's doing its job. Yeah, this is, well, as you said, well done, Ram. This is a wonderful truck. To get to our 9,000 pound weight for our test trailer, we've got 1 full water tote in there, and we've got 4 55-gallon drums. And a couple center blocks in the back, 3 center blocks in the front to balance our weight, get our tongue weight proper. This here, we also insulated our water so we wouldn't freeze up here in the mountains. So we've got tarps and blankets and everything else to keep the water totes free and running and nothing breaks. Okay, there we we go. There's our boost.
And away we go.
She's screaming. 5,500 RPMs before she shifted, which is right at the peak there. It's good.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to do this right now. It's unusual because with RAM, there is a feature where they kind of have a electronic algorithm that if you don't follow it exactly the way they want you to, it goes into a limp mode almost.
Yeah, that 6.4 Hemi, it does, and I think it's where you hold your RPMs at. I'm wide open throttle, so I'm not going to change anything. 5,000 RPMs. 65 miles an hour now. Am I going to say it's 65?
65 is the speed limit up this hill.
Slow down. This thing's trying to beat it.
Yep. By the way, for those of you who haven't watched a Ike Gauntlet, we are aware that in some states, maximum speed can be 55 or 60. Here in Colorado, it's as advertised at 65 miles per hour up this hill. But it will drop near the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, run. Check it out. 410 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque, and it's coming out of a 6.4-liter Hemi. It's big. It's hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it's feeding the rear wheels or all four wheels, obviously, with a Power Wagon when you need it. Rear end is a 410. That is actually not bad for what this truck does.
I don't think it needs that 456 that it used to have. I think this is very well. The 410.
Now, GCWR. And maximum is 18,500 pounds. But we're currently at 16,740 pounds. That's taking into account the fact that this truck weighs 7,260 pounds, and that's officially weighed. It's a heavy truck. But why are we carrying just under 2,000 pounds less than its maximum?
It's all about that payload. It seems to be a common problem on new trucks. The payload does not give you enough room to use all of that with your trailer because you'd have to have more payload to equal your tongue weight. We're at 10%, so we're 9,000 pound trailer, 900 pound tongue weight, which is where we're supposed to be. You know, if we were to go higher than that, where I'd like to be, we would run out of payload capacity, and that's why we only have 2 of us in here instead of the third person. Absolutely.
So that's the bottom line, is that we're trying to get these weights to the proper level without going over. Going over doesn't do us any good because we're not able to have a proper test when we go over. Aside from that, it's just not a good idea. Now, its payload is supposed to be 1,444 pounds, but we're currently hauling, technically speaking, 1,300 pounds. Once again, that's payload.
Right.
That's because we're in here. Now, here's the cool part. Look at this down here. This winch, I think it's the only vehicle in the United States that comes with one of these. Now, if you want to see this thing in action off-road, no, we didn't use the winch, but off-road, then you're going to love our video when we took it to Goldmine Hill and did some snow bashing, and, well, click above me and you'll see the rest. Now, recently, going up this hill, we've had a couple different times with the 2014 Ram 2500 with the big 6.4. We did it in 11 minutes and 52 seconds with a 2.8 mile per gallon average for gas. It's real time. That's not cumulative over the gas tank. That's just this run.
Was that 9,000 pound trailer that time too?
I believe so.
Okay.
It was around 9,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And then we did it with the 2015 Silverado with the 2500 with the 6-liter. And that time was 10 minutes and 39 seconds with 2.5 miles per gallon. Now, this is an all-new test because we've covered other things we haven't covered before. And we're sticking with this weight with other vehicles that we're using. And we're trying to be as consistent as possible for you guys. So those are just numbers for you guys to think about as we go up this hill. If we maintain this speed, if we maintain this much momentum going all the way up this hill, we should be able to beat those times. It looks like you could buy this as a Hot Wheel with all these stickers, and some people love it and some people don't really like it. I will say this, out of all the pickup trucks out there, and perhaps about the same as the Ford F-150 Raptor, this baby has a lot of street presence. Okay, a lot of you guys have been asking about decibels, so I'm going to give you just a real-time meter. We're wide open throttle. Here we go, no talking. 72 and 74, so let's call it 73.
Yeah, and that's at 5,200 RPM.
So that's wide open throttle. That's pretty good. Now, this vehicle runs around $57,000, and you would think that you have an upgraded interior, but you really don't. I mean, they're cloth seats, they're not heated. The interior is kind of plain and very simple, but it's very utilitarian. You can actually hold 3 people in the front, which I like.
I think you get a lot for your money with the winch, the locking differential, the sway bar that disconnects.
Front and rear locking differential.
Yeah, so there's a lot in this truck.
Basically, think of a Jeep Rubicon, and you have the setup that's in here, except this is just larger and more exaggerated.
I'm 56 miles an hour. Or actually, this truck is doing much better than the last 6.4 we took up here.
Here's how the Ike Gauntlet scoring system breaks down. We have 4 elements, each one worth 25 points. First, the downhill. Every time we touch the brakes, you lose a point. Then uphill, time. 8 minutes as our benchmark. Every 5 seconds over that, you lose a point. Then the uphill MPG. 6 MPG is our benchmark. Every 0.2 MPG below that, we lose a point. And finally, every reviewer gets maximum 25 points for the subjective part. We average that together and come up with a final number for the truck.
We're almost there. Nathan, we might have a decent run here. These guys will get out of my way. I'm in the fast lane.
Hey, you're in the fast lane. And stop. All right, drum roll, please. The previous number the Ram 2500 Power Wagon got was 54. The correct number is 77, which is very impressive. And I want to personally thank all you guys in the new TFL Truck Forum for pointing out our mistake. One of our core virtues is transparency. And when we make a mistake, we want to point it out and we want to correct it as soon as possible. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Truck. Check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world Ike Gauntlet truck reviews. And if you want, check out the TFL Truck Forum, where the guys certainly keep us honest. Thank you, and see you next time. What's the most off-road worthy truck you can buy? Now, if I were designing a truck to be very off-road worthy, I'd probably make it very tall, give it front and rear locking diffs, meaty axles, perhaps Wrangler Duratrack tires, throw in a factory installed winch for good options. How about a 6.4 liter Hemi? I'd call that truck a Power Wagon. And coming up right now in the Fast Lane Truck, we're going to find out just how off-road worthy this Power Wagon is by taking it up a snowy Gold Mine hill.